Dear viewers, welcome to our channel. Today, we're going to have a heartfelt conversation about what truly drives a man crazy about a woman. We all know how important it is for a woman to capture a man's attention, but what many of us don't realize is that the things that make a man truly obsessed aren't always obvious. In fact, they're often the simplest, most subtle things. So if you've ever wondered what it takes for a man to feel deep emotional connection and passion toward you, stay with us. In this video, we'll reveal secrets that 99% of women don't know, yet they have the power to radically transform your relationships with men. You'll be surprised at how small details can change everything. Don't worry, this isn't about complicated psychological tricks or manipulations. On the contrary, these are natural ways that come from your confidence and authenticity. If you're ready to discover what might be the magic ingredient that makes a man fall for you again and again, watch until the very end. When we talk about what makes a man go crazy for you, the first thing to consider is confidence. And no, I don't mean that cold, untouchable confidence that feels forced or fake. I'm talking about inner confidence, a deep, grounded knowing that you are valuable, worthy of love and respect, and not dependent on external validation. This isn't just a performance of confidence, it's the real understanding that you deserve love simply for who you are. When you become truly confident, you start to radiate an energy that draws men in. And this kind of confidence isn't about being flawless or perfect. It's about being honest with yourself and the world. It's about embracing your uniqueness, your strengths, and your imperfections, and not trying to be someone you're not. It means you're not afraid to show your true self. To be vulnerable and open, yet strong and independent at the same time. But how exactly does confidence influence a relationship? Why are men so attracted to confident women? The answer is simple. Men respect women who respect themselves. A confident woman doesn't need constant reassurance about her worth. She doesn't rely on compliments or a man's opinion to feel beautiful or valuable. She knows she's enough just the way she is. And that self-assuredness is magnetic. It's not that men don't want to give attention or compliments. They do. But they also want to see a woman as a whole person. Someone who doesn't need them to feel complete. So how does this confidence show up in everyday life? It's not just how you act on dates. It's in the way you talk about your goals and dreams. It's in how you make decisions, how you hold yourself in a room, and how you set boundaries. Confidence means respecting your own feelings and needs, without hiding them, but also without forcing them on others. It's the ability to say no when something doesn't feel right, while still being kind and graceful. When a woman is confident, she's not afraid to be herself. And men find this incredibly attractive. They start to see her not just as someone to spend time with, but as a partner they can build something meaningful with. A confident woman doesn't sacrifice herself for a relationship. Instead, she attracts a man with her independence, her depth, and her vibrant life. But let's be real, confidence doesn't develop overnight. It's a long process that requires inner work, self-reflection, and healing your beliefs about yourself. So what can you do to build real confidence? First, accept yourself as you are. This is the most important step. You need to learn to love not only your strengths, but also your quirks, flaws, and uniqueness. This doesn't mean you stop growing or improving. But it does mean accepting yourself fully in the present moment. Don't be afraid of vulnerability. Many women think that being confident means hiding emotions. They're afraid to show weakness, thinking it will make them look insecure. But true confidence isn't about being invincible. It's about embracing your vulnerability as part of your power. Set goals and pursue them. A confident woman knows what she wants from life and takes action to achieve it. Men deeply respect women who are ambitious, focused, and driven. They see her as not just a partner, but a powerful person who walks through life with grace and purpose. Stop seeking approval from others. Many women look to men for validation because they don't feel good enough on their own. But real confidence means knowing your worth without needing it confirmed from the outside. Learn to let go. Confidence also means being able to walk away from negative people and situations. If something is damaging your self-worth, let it go. forgive, release, move forward, protect your energy. If you want a man to be truly crazy about you, it's not just about physical attraction. It's about knowing deep down that you are worth far more than you even realize. Men aren't drawn to insecurity and constant self-doubt. They're drawn to women who know what they want, who support themselves emotionally, and who love themselves unapologetically. Self-sufficiency and confidence aren't just attractive traits. They are what make you a true partner for a man seeking something long-lasting and meaningful. When you're confident, men don't just admire your looks. They're drawn to the energy, balance, and strength you bring to the relationship. One of the most powerful traits that drives a man crazy is mystery, but not in the manipulative or deceptive sense. Mystery means not laying all your cards on the table. It means allowing a man the space to discover who you are, little by little. When a man senses that there's more to you than what he sees on the surface, he becomes intrigued and even obsessed with wanting to know more. Mysterious women always capture a man's attention. They make him think. They inspire him to dig deeper. Why does mystery work? Because men are, by nature, hunters. They love the thrill of pursuit. When you reveal everything too quickly, there's nothing left for him to explore. And that kills curiosity. But when you keep parts of yourself just out of reach, when he senses there's still more to learn, he becomes mentally and emotionally invested. So how do you maintain mystery? First, understand that you don't need to hide something major. It's not about lying or playing games. It's about leaving space for him to ask, wonder, and discover. Don't reveal everything at once. When you're just starting to date someone, don't dump your whole life story on the table. Share interesting pieces, but leave room for future conversations. If he asks about past relationships, don't go into long explanations. Give a short, simple answer and shift the topic. That curiosity will keep him coming back. Don't show your deepest vulnerability too soon. Yes, emotional intimacy is important, but opening up too fast can overwhelm a man. Men respect emotional strength. They're drawn to women who can be open, but who also know how to protect their own energy. A mysterious woman is emotionally aware, but not emotionally exposed. She doesn't need to be rescued. She inspires support through her quiet strength. Control your emotions. Mysterious women don't wear their hearts on their sleeves. They feel deeply, but they express emotions with intention, not impulse. This makes her presence powerful and memorable. Don't be constantly available. Mysterious women have their own lives. They are busy. They have passions, friends, routines. They don't drop everything for a man's text or call. This space gives a man time to miss you, to wonder what you're doing, to crave your energy. He realizes he must earn your attention, not just expect it. Why is mystery so powerful? Because it keeps a man engaged. It awakens his curiosity. He wants to decode you, understand you, be near you. In practice, don't show your life like an open book. Let him draw his own conclusions. Let him see the beauty in discovering you, one layer at a time. If he asks about your hobbies, don't list everything. Mention a few passions, but let him ask more next time. If you love to travel, don't tell him all the places you've been. Just mention a few and explain why you love them. If you're planning to meet, make the moment special. Don't always be instantly available. Show him that your time is valuable and he must earn it. In the end, mystery isn't manipulation. It's the art of protecting your inner world. It's knowing your worth and never feeling the need to over-explain it. When a man sees that there is something deeper in you, something he can discover and explore, he begins to value you much more. This keeps his interest alive and intensifies his emotions, turning an ordinary relationship into something deeper and more meaningful. Emotional independence is one of the most attractive traits a woman can have. It's what makes a man lose his mind over her. At first glance, it may seem like all relationships should be built on complete emotional dependence between partners. But in reality, it's the women who don't rely solely on a man for emotional support who inspire the deepest admiration. This doesn't mean a woman has to be emotionless or cold. It simply means she is capable of managing her emotions and maintaining inner stability without needing constant validation from the outside world. When a woman is emotionally independent, she stops seeking her worth and identity solely through the eyes of a man. She understands that her happiness does not depend on how much attention her partner gives her. Such a woman knows she is a whole, complete person. Her inner well-being doesn't require external dependency. Men find this incredibly attractive because it shows strength and confidence. She can take care of herself, make her own decisions, and doesn't constantly seek emotional reassurance. This frees her partner from the pressure of being solely responsible for her happiness. Men don't like when a woman becomes emotionally dependent on them because it creates excess pressure in the relationship. When a woman constantly demands attention, sees her partner as her only source of joy, and expects him to solve all her problems, the man begins to feel overwhelmed. He may even feel the urge to distance himself because, on a subconscious level, he realizes he can't fulfill all her emotional expectations and needs. In contrast, an emotionally independent woman earns respect and admiration. She doesn't assign her partner the job of maintaining her emotional state. She knows that her happiness comes from within, not from external circumstances. This creates a balanced and healthy dynamic in the relationship. A woman who practices emotional independence can handle life's challenges without constantly needing emotional support. She can gracefully navigate both good and bad moments without being overtaken by her emotions. She doesn't rely on a man to heal her emotional wounds. She understands that resolving her issues is her own responsibility, and she doesn't place that burden on her partner. Such a woman maintains balance in the relationship, an essential ingredient for long-term, healthy connections. To become emotionally independent, a woman must learn to value herself and her uniqueness. She must understand that her worth doesn't depend on how a man sees her, but rather on how she sees herself. This gives her inner strength and eliminates the need to seek validation from others. When a woman is confident in herself and her uniqueness, she becomes much more attractive to men because they see her as a whole person, not just someone who depends on them emotionally. It's also important to understand that emotional independence doesn't mean rejecting love or ignoring the need for connection. On the contrary, a woman who knows how to care for herself and manage her emotions evokes not only admiration, but also deep respect from a man. She knows she can be happy both in a relationship and on her own. When a man sees that she leads a full and interesting life that doesn't revolve around him, he becomes intrigued and wants to be part of her world. Emotional independence requires not only self-respect, but also the ability to set healthy boundaries. She needs to understand that her life, dreams, and inner world matter just as much as her relationship with a man. This allows her to engage with him as an equal, rather than constantly reacting to his every word or action. A woman who knows she is a complete individual approaches relationships with greater maturity and wisdom. Emotionally independent women are not careless or indifferent. Rather, they find harmony within themselves and in their lives. Men sensing this harmony begin to understand that they can be a part of her life, but not her only source of happiness. This gives them the confidence that they can be close to her and support her without constantly having to rescue her from emotional storms. Such a woman becomes not just a partner, but a source of strength for the man. When a woman finds the balance between emotional independence and genuine emotion, she becomes incredibly attractive. She doesn't depend on his support, but she appreciates it. And this creates a healthy dynamic in the relationship where both partners can be happy, together and separately. This is the foundation for relationships that flourish and grow in the long term. When we talk about what drives a man crazy about a woman, one of the most powerful factors is a woman's confidence in her sexual energy and attractiveness. This has nothing to do with physical beauty, though appearance certainly plays a role. What's important is that men are drawn to women who feel confident in their sexuality, who embrace their bodies, their femininity, and know how to channel that energy. A woman who knows how to express her sexuality and is not afraid to be sensual becomes irresistible. Why is this so important? Women who are confident in their sexual energy have much more influence over male attention. It's not about being flashy or vulgar. It's about the natural and confident expression of femininity. Men can sense this confidence and become even more interested in the woman. Attractiveness isn't limited to appearance. It comes through in every movement, every look, every gesture. When a woman is confident in her sexuality, she radiates that energy, and men perceive her as something mysterious and magnetic, something they want to chase. Sexual confidence is also tied to a woman's inner state. A woman who's not ashamed of her body and isn't afraid to express her desires openly becomes not only attractive but also admirable. She radiates strength and self-assurance, which becomes a source of inspiration and desire for her partner. Men love when a woman can be playful, when she's not afraid to flirt and show her sensuality. It creates a special atmosphere in the relationship, one filled with emotions and passion. Women who are confident in their sexual energy are also more open in relationships. They don't hide their needs and desires. They know how to communicate what they want, and that makes them even more attractive. This doesn't just deepen intimacy, it also builds a strong emotional bond, because the man feels the woman is open, sincere, and willing to be vulnerable in this way. Moreover, confidence in her sexuality helps a woman express softness and sensuality in the most unexpected moments. It's not always about physical closeness, it can be in how she talks, how she moves, how she laughs or looks at him. Men start seeing such a woman as a mystery that continually stirs their curiosity. This kind of magic, flowing from her confidence in her sexual energy, helps maintain a high level of attraction over time. But it's important to remember that sexual confidence should not be aggressive or forced. It's more about being at peace with yourself and your nature, and letting your femininity show in your words, actions, and presence. Men admire women who have inner harmony and know how to express their sexuality without being overly showy. How can a woman develop this confidence? First, she must learn to love and respect her body. This isn't just about changing how she looks, it's about how she relates to herself, how comfortable she feels in her skin, and being proud of her natural beauty. A woman who takes care of herself, her health and appearance, becomes more confident and starts to feel that she's worthy of love and respect regardless of others' opinions. It's also important to understand that sexual confidence begins with an inner sense of worth and attractiveness. When a woman believes in herself, she radiates that light, and that draws people in. This shows not only in how she looks, but also in how she acts, how she talks, and how she interacts with men. When a woman feels her inner power, she begins to radiate it in every situation, and that makes her incredibly attractive. Furthermore, sexual confidence is the ability to be yourself and not try to please everyone. A woman who is confident in her desires and expresses them honestly becomes more authentic in her relationships. This builds depth and mutual respect between partners and helps avoid misunderstanding and emotional distance. Ultimately, confidence in your sexual energy isn't just about being attractive to men, it's about being confident in your own inner strength. It's about being real, expressing your true self, and not hiding from the world. When a woman taps into her sexual power, she doesn't just become more attractive to men, she begins to respect and value herself more. And that opens up new horizons in life and love. As we've seen in this video, the key to making a man go crazy for you lies in a combination of qualities and behaviors: confidence, authenticity, and self-respect. When you cultivate emotional independence, confidently express your sexuality, and openly state your desires, you create an attraction that goes far beyond physical appearance. Remember, true power comes from within. When you learn to value yourself and create healthy balance in your relationships, you can achieve what you truly want, honestly and deeply. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below with your thoughts. I'd love to hear what you think and what you'd like to see more of on this channel. Let's keep sharing wisdom and advice to enrich our lives and relationships. See you in the next video.